Hello. This is Group 4 of Class Geospatial Engineering Information. Our topic is to find out the best place to expand the service of Kickgoing. So, what is Kickgoing? Kickgoing is Korea's first electric kickboard sharing service which launched in last September. It is like the concept of the So-Car, or Daring-e, which are famous car and bicycle sharing service in Korea. As the service is in its early stages, it is rapidly spreading around Gangnam and Cheondaemun-gu, so we are going to analyze where we can extend the Kickgoing service based on GIS data. In order for Kickgoing service to be established successfully and used by many people, there are several elements that are necessary. We will analyze the elements into three major parts, calculate the factor for each element, and compare the 25 gu in Seoul. First is the population density. Since Kickgoing is conducted in a limited area, they rarely move from gu to another gu. So it is good to use the actual population for each gu. Second is a public transportation. Public transportation can be an alternative to Kickgoing service, so it shouldn't be dense. Last one is a destination of users. Kickgoing application allows users to find the position of the kickboard parked. Thus the main destinations of the Kickgoing service users can be searched, and a factor that can represent the number of main destinations present in each gu can be calculated. We calculated area of each gu using Seoul SHP. Without driving license, Kickgoing service is unavailable to under 20. We also assume that there will be few users over 35. So, we used actual resident population data from 20 to 34 for each gu. By dividing population into area, we can use it as a population density factor. Bus and subway can be alternatives to Kickgoing. In other words, they can be competitors of Kickgoing. So, if there are less bus stops and subway stations in each gu, the probability of using Kickgoing will be higher. For subway, we used point coordinates of subway stations by each gu. Set buffer distance to 600 m around the subway station and perform buffering. Then, determine the size of the buffer area belonging to each gu. For bus, since the number of bus stop is too much, there is no meaning to finding a buffer area. So we used counting points in polygon function to count bus stops in each gu. After, multiply the size of buffer area and the number of bus stops and divide it by the area of each gu. This value can be used as a factor. Kickgoing application for smartphone tells you the location of the electric kickboard that is parked in real time. That is, the Kickgoing user's destinations can be known through the application. We analyzed the destinations of Kickgoing service users according to the day and hour. The graph shows the percentage of Kickgoing kickboard parked at each destination. The major destinations were university, apartment, subway station and convenience store. We plotted the percentage of these four major destinations by day and hour. We calculated the percentage of total destinations by adding the percentage of destinations for each day of the week. Universities are 22.78%, apartments are 18.67%, subway stations are 11.50% and convenience stores are 9.98%. Assign this ratio to weight. Numerically display the university, apartment, subway station and convenience store in different ways. The digitized data is converted to a value of 0 to 1 using linear contrast enhancement equation. Calculate the factor in each section by multiplying the converted destination value by weight and adding it. Let's put the university's point coordinates above the Seoul SHP file. We can generate Voronoi polygons using the coordinates. Find the intersection area of Voronoi polygon and Seoul SHP and calculate the intersection area of Voronoi polygon area and intersecting area. Merge Dong polygons and add them together as gu. Find the number of Voronoi polygons in each gu. By using the equation linear contrast enhancement, we can convert our count data into 0 to 1. Multiply the weight 0.2278 to calculate the university factor. Since the apartment is decided as the destination, factor can be calculated through the actual resident population. So we use the values of population density, convert to a value of 0 to 1 using linear contrast enhancement. Multiply the weight 0.1867 to calculate the apartment factor. The more subway stations there are, the more positive impact on factor. Divide the size buffer area of each GU with the area of GU. We can also convert into 0 to 1, and multiply the weight 0.115. This value is subway station factor. We can use point coordinates of convenience stores. The number of convenience stores belonging to each GU is determined, and we divided the number into each area of GU. Convert the result into 0 to 1, and multiply the weight 0.098. This is convenience store factor. Finally, the whole destination factor can be obtained by adding the factors of university, apartment, subway station, and convenience store. Total 3 factors were calculated and we arranged them in order. Since there are 25 GU in Seoul, 25 points are given to first grade and 1 point for 25th grade. Then we can assign the average score to each GU. Now we can select 3 GU to extend Kickgoing services: Gwangjin GU, Dongdaemun GU, and Gwinak GU. Currently, at 8 p.m. Kickgoing service stops, and all the kickboards are returned to the parking lots of Kickgoing. We thought there are too many parking lots, so we reduced the number and selected a more meaningful and practical ones to our new places. By setting parking lots near the destination, the labor cost required to recollect the kickboard can be saved. So there are preconditions for the parking place. The road should be over 2 lanes. For subway stations, 1 in a direction not crossing the road. For apartment and university, 1 for each entrance. We also need 1 for convenience store. By this condition, we can plot all the coordinates and select our parking points. These are our new parking points. Based on the GIS information, we selected new area to introduce Kickgoing service. Nowadays, as many people enjoy using Kickgoing, and laws related to electric kickboard are enacted, it is certain that Kickgoing service will grow bigger. Then the places we selected can be referenced to the headquarters of Kickgoing, or related job entrepreneur.